Today we're here to demonstrate a new feature in Connected 7.2 that allows us to batch email our customer statements. Let's take a look at how this works. Before we get started, we have to look at the customers and verify that they're set up correctly for the email process. To do this, we'll just find a customer in the Customers window. We'll click on the Details tab, and we'll note that they don't have an email address. So before we can email a statement to this customer or other customers, we need to make sure that they do. So I'm just going to add one right now. This will be the primary email address used to send statements, unless otherwise specified. If I don't want statements to be emailed to the sales@accounttech.com address, in this case, I can open up the customer's contacts window, and I can select to email them to somebody else. So in this case, I could hit modify, and I could use a different address, support@accounttech.com, and have that as the default email address for statements and invoices. If I close this, once again I could use this, or I could use the other one in the contacts window. Once we've prepared our customer or customers, since we're going to do a batch email example, we're now ready to take a look at the setup and email customer statements. Customer statements are emailed in a batch. We typically do this from our report screen, and this is where we used to open, print statements. You may print them, put them in envelopes, mail them to customers, or fax them to customers. And in Connected 7.2, we're now going to emulate that process, and we're going to digitize it by allowing you to email. So before we actually generate the statements, we want to make sure of a couple things. The first one is that in our company setup, we've got our statement form set up the way that we want it. So if I click on Statement, and I click on my form that I've customized, I hit Customized, I can see I've got my logo placed, my address, and my statement form. For the sake of this example, the statement form is going to work just fine. Everything looks okay, so we're going to hit Finish. We're going to exit this screen, and then we're going to do one more setting, and that's going to go File, Company Setup, AR Defaults. And this is where we're going to specify a default email subject and a default message body for the email, because as we batch email statements, each customer will get their own statement, but we need to have the email populated with text so that we don't have to type each individual message. So down here under the Customers tab, we have the default email subject and the default message body. As you can see, I have customer statement, and then I have something in square brackets, and that's a field reference in Connected. So what that's going to do is it's going to say customer statement, and then it's going to print after the colon the actual customer's name. In the message body, I've done the same thing. Dear, and then I have another reference in square brackets to the contact. So that's going to say Dear Accounts Payable, or Dear whoever the contact was that's specified. And then we have the body of the email, of course, and I've also put your outstanding balance, and I put in the current balance. So it'll actually print the customer's balance in the body of the message. So that's how you personalize the email, and you don't have to type anything, because as the batch email process works, we generate all the emails at once, attach PDFs, and send them to your outbox. Now that the setup's complete, we're ready to email our statements. To do so, we would go to the Reports menu in the Accounts Receivable. We would click Customer Statement. We would make our settings. So for example, if you want to say customers with a balance over X, or if you want to say this is our statement date, or backdate the statement, or choose a different statement form other than the one that's by default, you can do all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to leave all the default settings. I will put in a different statement date just to show how it works. I'll just do 12/05/13. I'm going to leave the default form selected, and I'm going to select email. This is the important part, because this is going to push the output to our email preview window. So when I click email and I hit print, Connected's going to cycle through and generate all the statements based on the criteria that we selected. Now, because I didn't omit the zero balance, it's going to be included. But I can easily just say, you know what, I'm not going to send Goodman & Goodman their statement because it doesn't need to be sent, and I'm going to uncheck that one. All the other statements are ready to go. I can click on them and preview them. So for example, if I wanted to click on East West Supply, I can click on it, I can look at the statement, make sure it's okay, close that, it's going to open and preview. And when I'm ready to actually deliver the email, I simply hit Send Messages, and that's going to transfer all these emails, or all these statements, to email messages in your chosen email program. The supported programs are as follows. On the Mac OS platform, Mac Mail or Apple Mail, Microsoft Outlook 2011. On the Windows platform, we support Microsoft Outlook 2010 and 2013. And that's how you email statements. This is something new in Connected 7.2, and we really hope that you like it.